Morning, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on which part of the world you are, right? So I would like to welcome you for our today's webinar. Thank you very much for all of you joining us today. I'm pretty much happy to be right now in Stuttgart and having the opportunity to be connected with you in India, in America, in Brazil, in Germany, and in other places in the world, right? Through our webinar today. So again, for those that don't know me yet, I'm William Xavier. I'm CEO of Integrance Finance and Consulting Services, and I'm helping international companies to establish their businesses in Brazil for the last 20 years. And yes, and with our team, we do that for many clients. I would like to also jump directly to our agenda today, and also make sure here that this is all about community. This is all about keep connected with you, all about to helping you doing business in Brazil, have really the best experience that the Brazilian economy is offering. Also, the best opportunities you can find out in Brazil. And yeah, this is the reason by which we are here, by which we want to keep connected with you and to help you in any matter related to Brazil, right? So our agenda today, I will introduce you to the PEO and EOR terms. I will provide you some information how and where to start when you go for hiring employees in Brazil. I will also make some reflection about the need or not of having a specialized partner for accomplish with the labor activities in Brazil, right? And also we will talk about compliance for the hiring, for the payroll processes. This is something that is really relevant to you and to us for today's webinar. And also some discussion about the best moment to hire a partner. Where is the best time to hire a partner? So you can understand, you can go to Brazil with more security. We will also provide you some information about Integrance Finance Consulting Services, who are our clients, which kind of sectors we are attending. And at the end, we will also be really happy to answer your question if you have any, okay? So fantastic. Thank you very much. We will keep this amazing energy and I appreciate very much your time wherever you are in the world, right? So we will start here to show you first of all the journey after working more than 20 years bringing international companies to the Brazilian market, right? We learned that they are all going through the same steps, the same phases, right? Usually the phase one, they are looking for building sales pipeline, right? The second phase is when they sell in Brazil, they need to deliver products, their technology and services. So we help our clients in during this beginning, the first steps in Brazil. So with solutions that they don't need to have their own entity locally, right? The main focus on that is that reduce risks of entry into the Brazilian market and increase we increase the opportunities and increase the possibilities to do more with less. That's our motto here for our product. So usually these steps of building sales pipeline, and validate the operations with the soft landing solution, they usually take 2 to 3 years, right? During this phase, during this time, our clients are understanding how the Brazilian market works. They are understanding what are the challenges, and they are on the same time thinking about the long term, how to set up a proper strategy for the long term. And 99% of our clients, usually after this 2 to 3 years time frame using our soft landing solutions, they go to establish a subsidiary, right? So we help them in all 3 phases, right? So during the building of their sales pipeline, we look after sales experts for our clients in Brazil. We also, during the soft landing phase, where they are understanding traction and validate the operations, we can invoicing in Brazil to our clients. We can really import their products to Brazil and deliver to the final clients. And also, when they decide to have their own subsidiary, we help our clients providing the full BPO processes, the administrative and bureaucratic matters. We take care of that so our clients can continue to grow in Brazil and keep their focus on their core businesses, right? So all these 3 solutions, or these 3 phases and the solutions we offer to our clients, are compounded by people, experts we have in our platform, in our team, right? Are compounded also for processes, specific processes for each kind of activity our clients are performing, and also a lot of technology. So those 3 phases are being really accompanied from our solutions with a high digital and smart services, which I would like to focus today. And the first part, in the first phase of our clients, when they are really performing the first steps in Brazil to sell their products, technologies, or services in Brazil, and how we help them on that, right? So, and straightforward for the meaning of how we help our clients. We have here global clients that willing to access the Brazilian market, right? They want to grow in Brazil, and we help them finding sales experts in the Brazilian market. So these sales experts will be the guys responsible to increase their sales and to establish their products in Brazil, right? There are also international global companies willing to access just employees in Brazil, because they have different positions, global positions, and they want to be in Brazil and access the people, the experts they need in Brazil, right? Or experts that are maybe found just in Brazil, right? So this is 2 situations by which clients usually need to hire a partner, a local partner that will take care of all matters related to payroll, related to recruiting, and their whole journey. This kind of solution is called today as professional employer organization, or even employer of records, right? So this kind of solution is a partner that will take over all the responsibility and the activities related to hiring someone in Brazil. So it means that we are hiring people, we are hiring professionals on behalf of our clients, right? Nice. So when we think about hiring in Brazil, first question, where to start? What should I do, right? So we will share with you three phases, three steps, really important. So in the journey of hiring in Brazil, right? The first one is the recruiting, right? So at this step, we perform a deep understanding of our client's needs, the profile of professional he needs, and we go with a really deep screening on the market and look after these professionals, right? We perform here local technical tests, psychological tests, and also we focus on having the 3 to 5 shortlist best candidates with the proper cultural fit and the costs and profile aligned to our client's expectation. This whole process is performed in digital, and this is something that's really important because we use usually the time frame to having the access to the professional for the time frame for the whole process. This is something really important that I would like to let you know. The second step is when the PEO comes into work, means that once the client decided which professional he is going to hire from our short list, so then we start with the procedures of employment contract, the payroll management, all the benefits and ancillary obligation must be in compliance with the Brazilian laws. So this is the moment that our solution comes to work. And also we extend to a third step that to us it's becoming more and more important, which is the employee's experience. So for us, it's not just important that the professional, the whole process is in compliance with the laws, but also important how the professional, how the new employee is feeling within our services, within our platform, but also in the business environment, the corporate environment he's having as a new, let's say, working home, right? So this is the 3 steps that you will expect you if you are going to hire employees in Brazil. And we will focus our presentation on the 2 steps we believe are the most important, right? So the most important steps that might cause any kind of compliance risks, but also which is the PEO itself, the Brazilian payroll procedures, but also we see that the employee's experience is also something becoming more and more important, because you just don't want to hire someone that is not happy after some months in your business and just leave your company, right? This is something that the employee's experience is becoming more and more relevant, and this is a part of the solution we offer here to our clients to make sure not just then they are doing well in terms of compliance aspects, but also that their new employees are satisfied in their new roles, in their new environment, right? So here I would like to bring you to a reflection. Why should you have a specialized partner to do this kind of activities, to do payroll activities in Brazil, right? What are the benefits of that? Well, one one reason I would say would be that Brazil is considered one of the most complex countries to do business, right? Especially for international companies that not necessarily knows the local matters, or not necessarily knows how to hand on these local matters. So, however, Brazil continues to be one of the biggest economy in the world, but also offering a lot of opportunities, right? Opportunities in terms of market size in different sectors. We can think about agribusiness, we can think about agri-tech, we can for sure the health system of Brazil specialized is really growing, and pharma. It's also different sectors are offering a lot of opportunities in Brazil, and the complexity is one aspect that I would recommend you to have an expert really caring about those local bureaucratical activities, right? For payroll, we will have here the labor unions that are regulating payroll procedures for their employees. And after that, we come with the CLT, which is the consolidation of labor laws, right? And if you have a partner that will care about the bureaucratical part, you will be more able to focus on your core business, to really explore the whole and full opportunity that Brazil is offering, right? So this is the reason by which I recommend you to have always a partner with you. And this partner must be the guy that will overtake all activities and risks related to any labor matter, tax labor, and social security taxes, okay? So this is then the guy, the partner you have to hire once you go to hire in Brazil, right? So, and now really important how to make sure who are the activities, what are the projects, and part of the processes you have to make sure that you will be in compliance with the procedures, right? And compliance here is to me and to our team, not in compliance just with the Brazilian laws, but also in compliance with all global policies you might have in your company, right? So this is the reason by which I really separated here 8 different let's say procedures. We understand they are the most critical ones, right? So you have to really look after them and make sure that they are being done properly, right? So the first procedure starts on the employment contract. We highly recommend here that our clients, especially during the negotiation process, uses here a kind of letter of intention, and includes in their letter of intention all the terms they are negotiating with the employee. And we, based on this letter of intention, we will provide with a proper employment contract, agreeing with the Brazilian local laws, and also in some cases also adapting the global policies from our clients, right? So why is the letter of intention really important and as a process before the employment agreement? Just because when we have the signed contract, we have to accomplish right away to the E-Social, which is the ancillary obligation, and the deadline is really short, right? So if there is any kind of change any kind of wrong structure based on the Brazilian law, usually you will have problems with the labor authorities and will be exposure to fines. So first of all, use a letter of intention. Based on the letter of intention, you will be provided with an employment agreement, and this employment agreement will be signed, and the further processes will be accomplished. That is our recommendation. Another important recommendation, all related to the contract, is always includes a non-compete clause in your contract, right? Especially for professionals being hired in sales, sales experts that are usually becoming sensitive information, become really confidential information. We want to protect our clients from any kind of concurrence. So there are specific procedures here, but it is possible to include a non-compete clause in the contract, especially, as I said, for professionals in sales department, sales activities, right? Working hours or control of working hours is another aspect which is really important. We have to separate here, right? Working hours for positions, as we call as trust positions, right? They are usually managers or professionals overtaking more responsibility. They are not eligible to have their hours controlled, just because they have this kind of trust position. They will work more, they will work longer to accomplish with their duties, with their responsibilities, and they will take also a time off if they need. The most important aspect is the responsibility they have, and they need to, let's say, to provide results, right? All the other positions, however, need to be controlled. Yes, the control is important in Brazil, as according to the labor union, the employee is recorded in. They will have overtime. Overtime will be paid with 30 to 200% additional payment, right? Means that the amount of 1 hour will be paid, for example, on Sundays with additional 100% overtime, right? If a guy is working in a Sunday at night, which is a really difficult, really bad time to work, this overtime will be remunerated with 200%. So this is the way by which costs can increase really fast if you are not aware of these procedures. And also there are some labor unions that allows you to really go for a kind of compensation, so that the overtime can be used as time off by the employee. So this is a kind of control that must be in place, and it's really important. Holidays and vacations. Here, I was really taking this point, because if you pay holidays, especially vacations, out of the deadlines that the laws request, you will be fined in 100%. You have to pay double the vacation amount, right? Paid 1 day after the deadline, for example. That is something that those 4 processes must be really in fully compliance, and done for someone that really knows what he's doing, right? Legal absences and licenses are usually taken by the employer. Means that any legal absence in terms of doctor's attendance, exams, and so on, as far as the employee is providing the doctor's attestation will be paid by the employer, right? So if the professional, however, is sick or has any kind of illness that is longer than 15 days, so then he will start administrative procedure, and after 15 days he will get in license and will take out of the payroll, right? So this is something important, that licenses will be paid, or absence will be paid with the proper attestation from the doctor for until 15 days, right? So here the most important, because of the costs here, in my opinion, are the health insurance. Because first of all, health insurance is not demanded by the laws, is not requested by the laws, right? However, a lot of companies, the big companies in Brazil, they are using that, and they are understanding that that's the minimal and basic needs for their employees, and they are providing that for their employees, right? And the health insurance, the public health insurance in Brazil is not that bad as we can imagine, but it's a more preventive kind of health insurance. So a lot of companies use the private health insurance to have a more engaged employees, and also reduce in certain way the level of turnover, right? Here we have the costs varying significantly. There are different health insurances here. There are those that are more regional. There are those that cover in Brazil-wide, and those that are really specific for assessing the best doctors, the best hospitals, and the best clinics in Brazil. So this is how the costs of a health insurance in Brazil can vary. In addition, this kind of benefit is also extended to family members, as children, wife, and so on. This is also another variable how health insurance can really be a key aspect in terms of costs here, but also, as I said, really strategic to keep the retention of your employees. This is really valued by the employees as a whole in Brazil, right? Well, here, the termination of any contract is also really important, just because any wrong calculation here will expose the company, will expose the employer to pay also a double amount from the wrong or mistaken amount paid, right? So this is the reason by which this is also a really important aspect. And last but not least, during the month, the ancillary obligation, the E-Social, all taxes must be reported to the labor authorities, right? And this is a really important process, so that to make sure that you are in compliance with that, right? So this is all the 8 most important aspects, but we have here for sure many more procedures related to payroll in Brazil, but those are the most important that you have to look after once you decide to hire in Brazil, right? So now I would like to show you just a little bit about how the provisions now and the taxes are impacting on costs in Brazil, right? We have here assuming a monthly salary of 5,090 Brazilian reais, yes? And we see that the Social Security can reach here 36.8%. It can be less, as you see on the right table, or under Social Security. We just described the nature and the range, how they can vary. We calculated, however, with the most, let's say, highest range. Okay, just for instance, so you can understand as an example that, and the provisions and the tax impact on the gross salary can reach 63% based on the gross salary. That's something that so you can keep in mind. We are not including here the health insurance, as it's really individual aspect that must be seen in a separate way. But you can have an idea the impact on costs if you want to hire a professional in Brazil. This is something that can provide you a really nice view of how it works. Another really important information that I would like to share with you is this is a comparison average in Brazilian reais, considering here gross salary costs by country, right? Average is not necessarily the best absolute amount, so to take any kind of decision on that. But I still decided to keep this slide to you and to share with you for one reason. Here you can clearly see how the costs in average are going on in your headcounts in Germany, for example, compared to Brazil. So that means that we see that a lot of global companies need to access experts that are not necessarily available in their countries. They are going abroad. And Brazil is one of those destinations where you can looking after these experts, these professionals, right? So this means that you will go to hire someone with much more capable with English skills, with the skills you need, and you have the potential to increase significantly the salaries for these new coming employees abroad, and even though reducing the costs on your head counts, right, in your country. So this is something that a lot of global companies are understanding and looking after that. And this is something that I think the reason by which I decide to keep this slide here as reference, even though the absolute amount is an average. But you will see, if you go for a kind of deep research on that, you'll see the potential is there. So you can increase salaries, assessing really capable people in Brazil, and still you will have the impact and reduction on headcounts on your compared to your home country, right? So this is really important in terms of costs to us, in terms of compliance aspects also. And now I would like to focus briefly here in the employees' experience. So we understood that for the employees, it's also important to feel well where they are working, right? And for us, it's really important to have this kind of experience, understanding that from the very beginning. So to us, all the processes on the admission and also the management of the payroll activities, they are fully digital. And this digital experience, we have realized that the employees are valuing a lot of. This is a really important aspect that I would like to share with you. So we are not here just thinking about the compliance of the, by the books, right? But we have to go far and beyond in terms to understand how satisfied are the employees using our services, right? Also, in some situations, being or feeling part of the new company, the onboarding, the integration. So this is a kind of information that we are really interested to keep in touch with the employee to understand, how he's feeling about this new position. And once he provides feedbacks during our different actions, we have different actions for that. He provides feedback so we can make better in our process. We will take actions for that. If he's also providing feedback that the potential process increases is in our clients, we communicate to our clients. So the main goal is to engage more the professionals, to see professionals more engaged with their jobs, with their new companies, and reduce turnover. Right. We are also happy to say here, if you see here on the 30 column here, you'll see that we are a company belonging to the Great Place to Work. This certification has been approved with 92% approval from our employees, and also all our employees using our PEO process. So this is something that I think is really important. We are happy to say that, and we focus on that a lot. And also determination of the process. We want that the employee, even if the contract is terminated, we want that the employee goes with a really nice perception, really good perception for his future about the company he worked for, right? So we call here as humanizing dismissal process is something that's important to us. So the whole process of experience of the employees are key to us. So the result is just reduction on turnover, high satisfaction, high life quality, and everyone is happy about that, right? So this is the most important part I would like to share with you. And now I come again to another reflection. Yeah, so you understand in which phase you are, interested in going to Brazil. If you are, for example, willing to establish the first steps on sales, if you already have some sales, you want to have more traction, or even if you want to have your own subsidiary and scale up your business in Brazil. So I will invite you to talk to me, to talk to one of our consultants. So this is something that will be more than happy to help you in any question you may have, right? So if you guys have any question, any comments, please do not hesitate to do that on the comments. I would like to just share with you some information about Integrance Finance Consulting Services. We have been established in 2014. We are 22 employees with a really multidisciplinary team, in IT, finance, business consultants. We have accountants, human resource experts, payroll and tax experts in our platform, in our team. We are working cross industry in services, manufacturing and distribution, and located in São Paulo, Campinas, and Stuttgart, where I'm talking to you right now, and happy to be connected with you. So those are the clients we selected to show you a little bit more about our clients' profile. Those are here the sectors and segments we are representing with our clients. And now I call you the attention that you will have, if you are interested to get more detailed information about how you can hire in Brazil, what are the details you have to care about. We will prepare an ebook to you that the link will be available in the comments. I hope you can see this link already. And once you go to this link, you will have the opportunity to access our complete ebook that will show you into the details what you have to think about, what you have to look after once you go to hire in Brazil, right? I'm really happy to be here with you. Also happy to answer your questions if you have any. And I would like to thank you very much for joining us today, for your time here, and also to keep connected with you after this presentation. I appreciate very, very, very much all the time with you guys. So thank you again. I will have a look here if you have some comments. And we'll be happy to respond it to you. Yeah. Wow, fantastic. We have here many comments here. Let's see, we have some. Okay. Oh, here we have an interesting question from Christian Harder. He is asking, can you explain again the average salaries between the countries you showed, right? So this is pretty much simple, Christian. We also meant, I would also have the opportunity and get back to that, so we can really have this. Okay, I think you are talking about that, right? So this is, as I said, an average amount. We have the source here from really reliable source, which is we meant here, and this is based on gross amounts, right? This is something that we see. Also, I see here that the gross salaries here in Germany for professionals. Now I'm talking about something specific, not necessarily related to these figures, right? So that an expert with 5 years of experience in the IT is earning between 5,000 to 6,000 euros. And if you see that in Brazil, a guy with this the same expertise will earn maybe 3,000 to 2,000 to 3,000 euros. So what we see here is that, as I said, the absolute amounts showing up here are not necessarily the ones to be used to take a decision, but we want to call the attention that the differences in gross amounts between the countries are so cute that we clearly see, and we have also clients doing that and seeing that you can access really capable people, professionals in Brazil, increasing their salaries and benefits, and on the other hand, reducing the costs in headcounts that you see in your home country, for example, in Germany. If you just think about that, 5 to 6 to 6,000 gross salary monthly in Germany would mean something about 25,000 Brazilian reais against let's say 10 to 12,000 Brazilian reais for expert working in Brazil. Well, so this is the analysis. This is the reason by which I thought that was relevant to keep this slide here and discuss with you guys. Thank you for your question, and I hope I have responded to you, Christian. Thank you again. So Florian, you also Do you provide market research assistance to that company better understand the opportunity? Well, this is something that we don't have in our team. We have here different partners that help us to provide to our clients the market research. We are unfortunately not a company with this kind of capability, but this is something that also key for the market as a whole to understand how to establish the first steps in Brazil. You are totally right. And Holger, thank you for your comment. We will provide you with the book for sure. Thank you very much. So guys, if you don't have any question, let me know. I think we have more questions here. Oh, fantastic. Here I have one more question. I don't want to pass anyone. Also from Florian. How do you measure employees' experience? That's a fantastic question. Thank you, Florian, again for your participation, for joining us, and for your engagement as well. Well, we perform internally with our team and also with all employees in our platform. We perform what we call as business environment climate, right? We have a set of questions that asks the employees without need of identification, right? That's the first key aspect, in my opinion, that makes really important. So that he's not necessarily need to identify himself, right? And this set of questions are aiming to provide or an understanding how he is feeling part of the team, how he is engaged to the partners he has, to his peers, how he's being recognized during his activities, how he's seeing a development perspective on this company. This is how we do that. We do that. One of our actions. For us, is also important. For example, when we have a termination of a contract, it's important to understand why this professional is leaving the company, right? So we perform also exit interviews, for example, right? And to let's say to add value to our clients that might not have available such kind of understanding, especially about these employees in Brazil. We also perform some questionnaires of development. We ask our employees or the employees in our platform if they have a proper view about their development in terms of trainings needs, in terms of qualification, in terms of infrastructure, in terms of this is something that for us is becoming more and more key. I mean, it's maybe also a challenge for all companies nowadays, but this is let's say the three: performance management, the climate valuation, and also the termination exit interviews. Those are those three more common ways how we measure employees' experience. Okay. Well, Gabriela here from our team is also asking nowadays what are the most important points to retention of employees, right? So this is in my clear opinion, and this is also for a lot of research proved. The professionals are not anymore looking necessarily after money, right? Money is a really important component, but we see a lot of companies, really intelligent companies, understanding that purpose for example. Why the professional is doing that? He understands why he's doing, how he's moving the world with that, right? This is something that we see that's being really important nowadays. And also, exactly, this is increase the engagement, this increase the retention, this is increase the feeling of be part of something bigger. And I see that proposes this maybe the key word here, because once the company has a proper purpose, he will find, you know, the people looking after that. The corporate culture really fits to the feeling people are having from the experience working for these companies. So this is, in my opinion, propose the key word. Thank you, Gabriela, again for your participation also. Let me see here. Yes, we have here many comments. We have here one more question. Can you tell us, according to your experience, the most common mistakes companies do when they come to Brazil? I think the most commonly mistakes companies are doing when they come to Brazil is not having a proper view about what Brazil means. In all sense, we have really different meetings here with clients, with targets, and a lot of them don't really know about their businesses in Brazil. They have absolutely no clue or no research on how to do business in Brazil in their niches. I mean, thinking about, you know, market size, the competition, and things like that. This is maybe the first step that you have to think about going to Brazil. And the second one is try to do things by yourself, right? So at least, even though if you want to do by yourself because you believe that you can control better or quality and so on, at the very beginning, it's really important to have an expert with you, right? This is my advice to those thinking about go to Brazil. First of all, understand your market in Brazil, this market size, your competitors, and how you can differentiate your product or your service or technology in Brazil, and then contact a trust partner to help you, especially with the bureaucratical part, so you can focus on the core business. Okay, so I think I'm pretty. Yeah, one more. Well, that's a nice question here, Gabriela. How is Brazil reacting to the pandemic? It's a good time to open subsidiary in Brazil. I would say that, especially when we consider the inflation problems we are facing in the whole world, Brazil is dealing that reducing taxes, which is pretty much interesting. How the results are being exposure in the Brazilian economy. That's something that I think that's a cute aspect and important. We have seen that the BRIC markets, Brazil has have one of the fastest growth in the first quarter of this year, right? So it means that Brazil has a really robust domestic market, right? And as I said, the specific niches or specific segments are really resistant to the crisis. Yes. So we have an additional aspect that are the crises in Ukraine and Russia impacting the whole Europe, you know. Also, the diplomacy between Asia and Europe is getting weaker, right? And Americas is also involved on this mass. So that means that Latin America and Brazil as the biggest economy in Latin America means that those are the destinations for coming future investments, right? And still, if you have a proper understanding of the business environment in Brazil and Latin America, you will have really a long-term success. So, concrete to your question, Gabriela, today I see as the best moment to establish a new subsidiary in Brazil. However, I always tell that to my clients. If you are not fully aware that subsidiary is the best way to do, go to Brazil without having a subsidiary. So you can control better the steps, you can understand better the market, and then once you have a proper long-term strategy, so you go for a long-term commitment, so then you can establish a subsidiary. That's the reason by which we try to reduce within our solutions risks to our clients to start right away doing business in Brazil, and then having a proper strategy to commit to the long term, having their own subsidiary. Thank you. That's a really nice question. Thank you, Gabriela. Well, we have here a lot of Alexander Koenig. Thank you for your participation. We heard a lot about the perspective of the employee. This is clear, essential, but how a company can align their interests to the interests to the employee. So here is really clear that, and I see pretty much that the companies are aware of that well-being is a key to keep employees on track, to keep employees engaged, right? We have in Brazil, in terms of the representation of employees' interests, right? We have the labor union, which is quite employees protective in somehow. We have another interest that comes from company side, in my opinion, that they are realizing that the qualified people are not available at all. And if they want to assess these persons, they need to adapt to their expectations. So there are also a kind of, normalization of expectations. Employees feeling really fine to say, I need that and that and that to feel well working for you. And the company can really think about and say, okay, I'm able to accomplish with that, and we have an agreement, or they will need to look after another person. That's my opinion. So I hope that I responded your question, Alexander. Thank you. People, we came here from to the last minutes of our presentation. I will, I will respond one more. Florian Paz again. Do you think the upcoming presidential election will have a negative impact on the Brazilian economy? Well, Florian, that's a really good question, right? I have two realities today to report to you, right? One is the way as the media sees Brazil right now, and they see is really focusing on the negative part of the actual president, how he managed, how he really communicate or expose himself, right? So this is a really negative aspect. When we look really in the economy in Brazil, we see a different situation. We see in some areas is really resistant to the crisis. We see now, in my opinion, the action with the reduction of taxes to control the inflation has been really, really clever, right? And so this is we have to first of all maybe understand how the media sees the Brazil in different ways, and how they are really able to assess the reality in Brazil, right? So this is one thing. But looking after for the elections, right? We have maybe some signal on the economy that will be maybe we will have to keep the same government we have, or we will have a change which is quite significant, and bring with itself also, corruption and the past history we know about Brazil, right? So so if we have a maintenance of the actual government, we already have a signal about the future of the economy, right? So this is, in my opinion. If we have, however, a change on that, we will need to wait a little bit. How will be the plan, and how will be the execution of the plan for the future? But I see that both government has the potential to do a good government. And yes, I think it will be a result after, let's say, the first 100 days of government will decide, and I will be more able maybe to be more specific to answer your question. But I have the time is our friend about that. We have to wait a little bit. So we have here 5 minutes. We have here, okay, 1 minute after our 1 hour session. I will try to answer all of you on the comments afterwards. I appreciate very much your participation. Thank you, guys, and I hope to keep in connect with you. Thank you again. Bye bye.